Eklypsions. I, Sol, Lord of the Solarks, Guardian of the Heart, grant you access to the Shrine of Eternal Equilibrium.
Yeah. Enough with the formalities. Your equilibrium has been shattered. I need the Titan Heart. Now!
The heart stays in the shrine, Eklos. We made a deal eons ago to lock up the greatest force on Gorm forever.
No. The deal was that its power could only be released if we both agreed to it. And now the time has come. Dark forces have disrupted the elemental realms of Gorm.
Dark forces? I see only balance and order.
That's because you've been cooped up in here for too long.
That may be true.
It's insane out there. Darkans fighting Gormiti, the realms in uproar, and 4 Gormians doing stupid, heroic stuff all over the place. Lord Voidus had been trapped in Darkor for thousands of years until he saw his chance to break through the dimensions. He sent his Darkans to steal the Great Seal of Gorm, the Elistar, so that he could rule Gorm himself. The shards of the Elistar were scattered all over Gorm.
I see. But these 4 heroes chose to embrace their destiny. Brave young Gormians.
Posers.
Aoki, the guardian of the One Tower, gave them elemental bracers, and they learned to call the mighty warriors of Gorm the Gormiti.
Force of fire! Might of the ice! Force of the rock! Wrath of the wind!
Together, they set out on a quest to find the shards, to rebuild the Elistar, and become true heralds. Their journey took them all over the Nom world. They crossed the barren landscapes of the Rock Realm. They braved the frozen wastes of ice. They solved the mysteries of the Wind Realm. And they faced volcanic heat and fiery tempers in the Realm of Fire. They called the Gormiti Knights to fight against Voidus' 4 Darkans. The brutal strength of Gred. The dark magic of Zathor the Sorcerer. The destructive madness of Kratos. And the devastating powers of Kryptos. Look, Eklos. Even the Hyper Beasts joined their fight. And they learned to call the most powerful Gormiti of all, the Gormiti Lords. Impressive. Hyper Beret! Those Gormians are on the path to becoming mighty heroes.
Heroes, right. They spent most of their time acting like clowns.
Indeed. They never seem to let a life or death quest get in the way of a good time. But all along, they were learning from each other, and from the new friends they made along the way. They gathered all the scattered shards of the Elistar.
But it was a waste of time. After all that questing, they just handed the Elistar over to the Darkans.
Well, the Darkans had captured their friend. The heralds had to make an impossible choice. Save her, or surrender the Elistar.
And they chose wrong. They opened the door for Voidus to enter Gorm.
Indeed, but they harnessed the powers of all the elemental castles of Gorm, and used those powers to call the 4 Gormiti Lords. Voidus tried to turn the power of the Elistar against Gorm. But the heralds found strength they never knew they had. Voidus' plans were thwarted, and the Elistar shone again. They became a team. They beat Voidus and saved Gorm. Those Gormians you call clowns had beaten opponents far stronger than they were.
Ha! Beat them? All they did was stall them. Voidus had a backup plan all along.
Some people just don't know when to give up.
Oh, that would suit you, wouldn't it? If everyone just gave up. Ooh, better do what the big shiny Solark King says. Better not do anything fun.
Sorry?
Voidus had had a taste of power. He wanted more. While the heralds were celebrating their victory, Voidus was wielding his powers to infect the newly made Elisar. He used it to raise the mecha artifacts on Gorm and steal all the elemental energy he needed.
But his scheme did not go unnoticed. The heralds received a warning from the Mecha Lord Electrion.
Yes, another shiny do-gooder. Who does he remind me of?
The Mecha Lord gave the heralds Ultra, which would guide them on a new quest. They had to follow the beacons that would lead them to the ancient Mecha Knights, the only beings capable of powering down the Mecha artifacts. The quest to follow the beacons brought them face to face with new dangers. To trigger the beacons, they had to overcome their elemental defense systems. Each of the heralds faced a final test to prove they were worthy of commanding the Mecha Knights. The Rock Herald Trek had to break out of his comfort zone to defeat Motak. Riff had to swallow his own fiery pride against Nucleor. Aaron had to push his windy craziness to the next level to get the better of Cosmere. And Ikor, the Ice Herald, had to find his own sense of the ridiculous to best Kionos. They traveled to the Mecha artifacts and with their new allies fought the Darkans who guarded each one. They succeeded in the artifacts, Voidus' strongholds on Gorm.
Yes, but Voidus was 3 steps ahead of them. While they were busy fighting, he made sure the infection in the Elistar spread to Aoki, the Guardian. Smart, right? I mean, in a despicably evil way.
Absolutely. A Dark Lord with devious tactics. Voidus then took control of Aoki, turning her light into darkness. And so he raised his Darkan fortress on Gorm. He brought back his 4 Darkans stronger than ever, even stronger than the Gormiti Lords. Oh good, the heralds called the Mecha Knights to take the fight to Voidus.
But then we get to the best twist of all. The herald's sweet little friend Aoki shows up, transformed into a servant of darkness. And pow! She uses her powers to fuse the Darkans with their lord. With his new powers, plus a little help from the new mean Aoki, Voidus was powerful enough to destroy the Mecha Tower and bring darkness to Gorm. See? So, let me get the Titan Heart out of the Eternal Shrine and I'll restore the balance.
Very well, if it must be done.
Oh, it must. It really must.
Wait, this isn't how it ended. There's more to the story. The heralds fused the Mecha Knights to call the Mecha Lord Electrion. That evened out the fight. Look, the heralds saw they were more than a team. They were a family. And together they brought Aoki back from the darkness. Using everything they had learned, the heralds managed to ultra-focus together. And the Gormiti Lords created a new Elistar to defend the tower and defeat Voidus.
Yeah!
They saved Gorm again.
How wonderful. Everybody lived happily ever after. Balance and order were preserved and they all had milk and slogus. Back to a neat, tidy, boring Gorm. With you in charge, calling the shots, keeping everybody else down with your order.
I'm not here to tell you what to do. We're supposed to work together to keep the balance.
But the balance wasn't really restored, was it? The Darkans were destroyed. That's not balance. That's you getting your own way, as usual.
Eklos, we have an agreement.
We had an agreement. It's time for a change. Time for something new. Exciting. I hoped you would be gullible enough to give me the heart the easy way.
Don't do anything you'll regret. The Titan Heart is protected by both our powers. Neither of us can take it on our own.
That's what you think.
Huh?
But while you've been sitting here watching the pretty stones, some of us have been working hard, building up our strength.
I'll protect the heart whatever it takes. You will not unleash your chaos on Gorm.